Hey everybody, welcome back to What Elon Said. Today is Friday the 13th of 2022. Today we're going to cover Elon Musk commentary about politics and political division in the US and elsewhere in the world. We have some developing news about his Twitter acquisition. We've got updates about Starlink and FSD and lots of talk about straws. So let's jump into it here. First up on the screen, we have Tim Urban with a 5-part thread stating that some mantra, it's mostly about political tribalism. And I know Tim has a book coming out soon. I'm mostly about the same topic, I believe. But the core of the thread is that political division is overtaking our mentality and not allowing us to think clearly, and that ultimately we're all flawed. We all have good parts, and we need to focus on more of that and less of just thinking there's an enemy and there's a good side. And Elon says it's a great thread. And he says the whole notion of being left wing or right wing is silly. Almost no one initially agrees with the semi random collection of policies associated with each ring or each wing. They only support those policies after they join the left or right mind tribe.
Yeah,
So,
that's
thoughts?
that is very true. That you harden in your positions once you're part of a group, and
Yeah.
even a sector within the group, you become more and more hardened. We've seen that over the last couple of years with many people. It's interesting.
Yeah. Here's the thread in total here. We have it up on the screen.
Mm.
But I'll just go to the last one, which is Tim saying that when you and your friends fervently agree about every issue, it's a sign that tribal pheromones are in the air and everyone's gone a bit mad. What people say they stand for tells you nothing, but their behavior tells you everything. The same goes for our own behavior. So
Yeah, it's very true. Very deep today.
yeah, and
Starting
it's
out
not
in
the end of
a
it too. There's plenty more
oh
commentary on that front, but before we get there, I don't know if you saw this one. Or
yes, I
maybe you're
saw
more
this.
familiar with the DS or
I,
DMCA
I
than I
I
am.
had to look it up, so I
Yeah.
didn't even realize what it was. So, but apparently here we have that the U.S. Senator introduces a bill to strip Disney of special copyright protection. As long, Disney's been sort of didn't want to take a political side, then they took a stand begrudgingly, and then the wrath of one group went after them, and it's continuing. I don't know if personally this is just for show. Nothing's going to happen with this, but Elon commented that current copyright law in general goes absurdly far beyond protecting the original creator. The overzealous DMCA is a plague on humanity. So this is, I looked it up. DMCA is definitely a copyright protection act that was put on for the internet, that it kept extending the law or the right that something is copyrighted
Mm.
online. Elon feels that things shouldn't be copyrighted beyond the original owner. He has strong opinions about multi-generational ownership in general.
Yeah.
He's signed the I think what it, the giving fund, where he gives away all his money when he dies for
Mm.
billionaires, and he believes that the first generation shouldn't be taxed like crazy, but he believes in estate taxes. I think this
Yeah.
goes along the same lines that a company shouldn't have the rights to something forever beyond the creator's death.
Hmm.
That's the gist of what I'm getting from him.
Yeah, I think it also goes along with his spoken beliefs about patents that they're that they do more harm than they do good for humanity, because ultimately if something great is created, it should be open source to everybody to make it better and to utilize it.
That's
And
true.
yeah.
An idea should be for everyone, but your execution is what makes the difference.
Mhm. So just touched on that there. Then we kind of get back into political division and Twitter ultimately. But here he's saying that this is disconcerting. And this was Mays posting that the only trustworthy, quote, people like Nina Jankovic should be verified on Twitter and be able to add context to other people's tweets. So this was just looked like a Zoom call conversation about what is it, Department of Truth? I know that's the joke
Yeah, but
department name, but
the group that's overseeing
yeah.
content online
Hmm.
and how it's posted.
Yeah, but it's a minute long clip. But what is concerning to Elon is that she says that there are certain verified accounts that are actual people that are not trustworthy. She said, and those people shouldn't have the right to do this editing that she's talking about or adding context. So yeah,
Yes, and I think oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
And I think she was saying that their department would have the ability to go in and provide context or comments to it
Yeah,
outside of Twitter. The government would be doing that, which is the concerning part, because what's the line then? Then the line could be moved and whatever the opinion of the person posting is.
yep. And so
Um,
yeah, go ahead.
oh, we
It's
have
just more
there's
discussion
more on
about
that, right? Yes, this is Scott Adams, again, Dilbert creator, but say a controversial
outspoken
figure,
Twitterer.
outspoken Twitter and YouTuber and writer, suggesting that he actually thinks the editing might be good. Is the original tweet stays as it is. The editing is the additional context. The blue check mark part keeps things relatively civilized because your our real identities. I like it, worth a try. If it doesn't work, pivot. So I think he was commenting. I think he's sort of agreeing with this, which I'm surprised at. I'm not sure if I'm understanding what he's saying here.
I think
It's a
what
little
he's
strange.
saying is you there's different ideas about the edit button, and I don't think he sees it as, hey, let's just allow for, a tweet to be edited however long down the line, whether it's 30 seconds or 30 days, whatever. But he's saying that the tweet would stay as is. The editing is adding additional context. I don't know that it would
Oh, he's
be
not talking
by.
about them. He's talking about just the person doing it then,
I
right?
think so. And then
Yes.
just adding that the blue check keeps it civilized because I don't. Maybe he has different ideas about what the blue check should
Uh,
be. But I
yeah.
do.
And then
I'm
he,
more of the opinion here of Harold, who says, "Why edit? Why not respond just as the common folk do?"
mhm. I think my take on that is that when you comment on someone else, a lot of people won't see it as part of the original post. So it could get lost.
Hmm.
And he's saying that, if you said something that was like, oh, it's not true, and I wanted to revise it as the poster, you
Yeah.
should be able to put it up with the original post or add an addendum to it. But normally you just have to respond and it could be much further down. I think that's what he's saying. And he's giving the example of the drinking bleach hoax.
Right. And saying replies didn't fix that.
Yes.
But
And then
yeah, Elon chimes in here and says the drinking bleach hoax was a hoax, and then links to a PolitiFact um, link here. And then he says, but I do think that Twitter should authenticate all real users and prioritize those replies above on unauthenticated users.
yeah. Okay. So that's good.
Nothing all that new there. Those are things he's expressed before.
Here's
And
a bathroom thought from Elon saying, don't disinformation.
yeah, I think that just sums it all up right there.
Slipped out and went out there.
And then this one
Uh,
too, followed shortly thereafter, was Biden's mistake is that he thinks he was elected to transform the country, but actually everyone just wanted less drama.
yes,
Uh,
that is definitely true. He's definitely posting more political-ish thoughts, or his thoughts on politicians lately. It's I don't know if I enjoy it or I'm concerned about it, but
yeah,
a little of both.
it's a little like discomforting to cover,
Yeah.
considering that's what our
Yes.
channel is. Not
Yes.
not what we ever anticipated getting into, but hey, it's just a guy on Twitter,
Yep. That's
and
right.
we're
And then
covering
with
it.
that, we
So
didn't put, he had lots and lots of comments on that, but we're only covering things that he liked or responded to after that. So,
right,
um, And here's like another political one. It's like in Elon said, even though I think a less divisive candidate would be better in 2024, I still think Trump should be restored to Twitter. Okay, so he's giving, just adding on to what he already said, but he's just stating it again. But he's saying he'd like someone better. He's not supporting him. And then Shibatoshi Nakamoto said, I would just like a few options of candidates that aren't super terrible. Is that too much to ask? There are 300 million Americans, Elon said, and also younger than 8,000 years old. Little jab, constantly jabbing. Well, that is true, though.
There were some pictures underneath that one of folks in Congress just asleep. Representative, old white men asleep.
Old white men. I always think of like the House of Lords in England.
Yeah, exactly. But and here's more here. He's just saying that it didn't occur to the founders of USA that people would live so long. So they put in age minimums for wisdom, but not age maximums for people literally. But to the previous point about just him being more political, I think it's not comfortable to cover it, but I also think it brings context into his mindset and how he views the world, because ultimately your political views, I think, are formed by your experience and your views on many other items in the world, or
that is true, and probably how he runs his companies, it influences that as well.
Yes,
that
it shouldn't be as much as it's not our favorite topic to cover. It's insightful.
It's important. That's right. The historical archives.
Yes.
And then here, continuing on that, Lex Friedman, big sort of engineer, science tilted and philosophical tilted podcaster, said that agreed permanent ban increases division. This is going on to what the same topic, resentment and hate in the world, not decreased it. So he's going on to what Elon said the other day, and Elon agreed with him. So basically nothing new here, but just more on that.
And of course, get ready
and
for
finally,
round. Smear articles from every major publication after this one.
Yes.
And he
knows it. So that rolls up that topic. So, now more Twitter, though. Russell Brand, comedian, more political activist these days. He believes that Elon is going pure of heart. He's not doing it for financial reasons. And Elon like this.
Yep. And I would agree here. Great snapshot there, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. That's very good.
Okay, so this is also on the Twitter front. I think last item about Twitter, but this was posted just this morning, where Elon's saying the Twitter deal temporarily on hold, pending details supporting the calculation that spam and fake accounts do indeed represent less than 5% of users. And then links to a Reuters article here, but then added a little while after that. I think there was probably enough time to create a lot of rumors and stir about Elon backing out of this deal, but then added that he's still committed to the acquisition.
Oh, wow. I've been running around. I missed this whole thing. So
yeah, it just happened not too long ago.
So he's
last few hours.
He was temporarily on hold because they did a study that showed there was less than 5% of users. I guess he requested this. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, maybe. I've also seen some news headlines about how many Twitter users there actually are, and that Twitter's been like inflating that number for a while.
That could totally be. I still wonder if the number of this might be now, but I think before Russia was sort of banned from Twitter, that it was probably a lot more, and it's just gone down. But that's interesting. But he's still committed to the acquisition. He said.
I guess he's
and that came recently. It's probably calming the markets because if he initially said that, I'm sure.
I felt like the first one might have calmed the markets more than the second one.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, I think there's a large percentage of people, or some percentage of people, maybe not large, that are really discouraged with his moves here. and that really
Yeah,
think that it could take away from his efforts at his other core companies.
that is true. It's true. So interesting. So it's sort of looking at it, but he's still committed, but it hasn't happened yet. So there's probably still some
Oh yeah,
nervousness built into that.
yeah.
Um, the reason, Shibatoshi Nakamoto says that the reason I like Dogecoin is because it knows it is stupid. And then Elon just responded, "It has potential as a currency. Let's not joke about this."
Yeah, let's not forget.
Yeah.
And Bill Lee here following up with Elon Musk. The most entertaining outcome is the most likely. Dogecoin equals people's currency. This was also linked to Shibatoshi Nakamoto's tweet. I also enjoy that Elon Musk liking Dogecoin causes people to have pointless meltdowns because he isn't talking about their arbitrary crypto of choice, cloaked by frail moral superiority. Yeah. And then just lastly on crypto, Shibatoshi also said the problem people think crypto. Yeah. By the way, what's going on with crypto markets? Before we even get
Oh,
into this,
yeah,
bombing
Luna.
out. Floor's
People are like,
secret trap
literally,
door.
it's 1929 for a lot of people. There's people, I heard there's suicides and everyone, there's a lot of people who lost their entire net worth.
Oh my
They
god.
all bet it all on Luna.
Why
It's
do I
incredible.
feel oh Luna, gosh. But I feel like this is like common, every 6 to 9 months or so, there's like a crypto fallout, it seems. If not even more frequently than that.
I don't understand how you own a volatile asset and don't have a stop
And then
to
jump
make it.
off a building when it yeah,
Yeah, like if it goes below this point, sell the stock no matter what. Like no one put a stop in at all.
yeah.
It's amazing.
All right. Well, let's just get back
Anyway,
to what Elon said about it. Shibatoshi saying the problem people think uh, crypto people act like a bunch of smug a-holes. The reason is because a whole hell of a lot of crypto people act like smug a-holes. Solution, if you're into cryptocurrency, instead of acting like a smug a-hole, just don't. And then
yes,
pulling it back to Twitter, Elon says if Twitter can tell the difference between real and fake users, why does it allow these in our comments? And then post a picture of a bunch of crypto giveaway fake accounts.
yes. And this is before he said it's only 5% of users.
Mm, yeah.
So he's had that other comment earlier. So I don't know. We'll see. That is definitely true, but it's kind of crazy.
Anyone who's into anything remotely like innovation based gets that same experience. Very annoying.
But it is kind of crazy to me that he's trying to get us to Mars. He's trying to do the whole energy transformation, building holes in the ground. And yet he's obsessed with the spam bots on Twitter.
Yeah. And with straws as well.
With straws. This was the big topic of the day, and we'll get to it. But I thought something funny towards the end, if it's in here. Stop the war on straws. And then it's showing ridiculous new things. Like you can't stand these new cups that are coming out all the time.
I don't even know what that is. I never even
I
seen
don't
it.
know. It's very weird. And then everyone just went on, right? I don't. It's
Yeah.
just
I
paper
don't know
straws
that
are
we
the
need to cover it
worst.
all,
We don't
but
really need to go in. And the last Elon said the last straw was the last straw. We'll keep going. It's like goes on forever. I don't know.
yeah.
Then there's all Mark Anderson is posting on the history of it or something. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy.
People
Uh,
really got deep feelings about straws.
yeah.
But I think this one sums it up that the straw war is emblematic of larger social issues.
I might be that things are blown out of proportion.
Mhm.
I agree with him. Although
Yeah.
he brought it up here and it got blown out of proportion. So
You got to take a side with the straw war.
it's right. One side or the other. And if whatever side you choose is wrong, completely wrong to the other side.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm
Evil.
just gonna throw straws out onto the street just because you want me
Yeah,
to stop using them.
that's right.
Oh
Just
my,
take out a
what a
plastic
world we
straw in
live
front of
in.
people. Um, yes. So what do we have here?
We've got updated Starlink availability by region. This is now a new pinned tweet from Elon, and this is just a post from SpaceX saying it's now available in 32 countries around the world. Um,
Wow.
and just a map there. So Yeah, good
For some
stuff.
reason, it's not too available in southern in the South. I get
Mm,
that. It's interesting. Um, Jared Isaacman, the person who led the
Operation
private
Polar.
space station up, right?
Yep.
So the first one, yes, the charitable one, posted Spock saying, "Captain, I am detecting large quantities of wind in this sector," and this is about
Yeah.
what he just posted with Starlink being available. It's very good.
Yep. And on that note about Jared Isaacman, if you haven't heard that Brett Winton, Sam Koros interview with him from a couple weeks ago, I think we posted on ARC F for your innovation. I believe it's up there.
Mhm.
Great interview, man. Guy's
Yeah,
pretty involved
very
in like
involved guy, very
space
interesting guy.
front. Yeah, knows his stuff. It's a good listen.
It's good.
So here we have Elon. This was an article from I don't know a couple days ago about Russia blockage or jamming of Starlink terminals, and then we have Jessica posting Spaceballs. Probably my favorite way to get rude people to leave me alone is to talk a lot while saying nothing, and I call it jamming the radar. And then I think about going plaid, but I'm really weird. My mind is dumb. And he liked this. So
He liked it. It's
scene
good.
from Spaceballs. So just a couple others. I'll take this one on FSD.
Oh, Gally. Yeah, Gally's saying that FSD, the latest FSD is amazing. It's been outstanding, and he was much more confident about it being better by the end of 2022 than the average human.
Mm-hmm.
2 times safer, he feels. But then Elon says, "Well, it needs a little more work, in my opinion, but we can probably widen the beta a little next month."
Mm.
So
That's an
sometimes Elon
interesting
says,
take. It's like
"Yeah,
if there had usually it's the other way around.
yeah." I was gonna say, yeah, it's usually the other way. I don't know. It seems to contradict what people say. Like if someone
Yeah,
says it's 10 times better, he's like, it's 100 times. And then this time,
yeah.
maybe it's not too good.
Yeah, I don't know. He likes to push back on Galley sometimes.
Yeah.
Take it easy on
So,
Galley. And this was the
uh,
last one here. Slashdot posting that there's promising early results from the largest ever trial testing LSD for anxiety. And I did not go to this
wow.
article and read the comments and stuff, but yes, he's tweeted about this a couple times recently.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I know he's definitely into the alternative medicine. It's good. Psychedelics for it instead of pharmaceuticals. It's
yeah,
good.
yep. So we'll see where that goes, but anything that can help people, I think, is a good thing. So that'll wrap it up for today's episode. Have a happy Friday 13th.
Yes.
And if you like
Enjoy.
the episode, give us a like and consider subscribing. Spread the word.
Spread the word.
Have a great one.